Hello YouTube. Uh, for reference, it is 10 to 12 p.m. right now. I've been trying to sleep for about an hour and a half, and I've had absolutely no success. I've been pondering and wondering about whether I should make this video, start this new channel. And now that I'm making it, I think I should say it's final. It's definitely happening. So for this first video, I thought I would just go over who I am, what my background is, where I want to go with this channel. So suppose I'll start at the beginning. I started my bodybuilding and strength training kind of career, as you could call it, about 3 years ago. I was 14, skinny boy, wanted to put on some muscle so I could impress chicks, so that I could feel a little bit better about myself. And initially, the goal wasn't really to get stronger. It was just, oh no, I want to look big. I want to look like a bodybuilder. And obviously, I'll explain later, as you go on, you kind of go on this fitness journey, you start realizing a couple of things. But anyway, so before I started training, I have a extensive background in martial arts. I started doing karate when I was about 4 years old. Did quite well, did that for around 12 years. I competed at nationals, South African nationals 4 times, won 2 years in a row. And then I stopped, and then I was kind of like, okay, well, now I'm looking for something new, something a bit different, something to challenge me again. Not to say that karate wasn't challenging at all, but I wanted to find something that could really challenge me, that I would enjoy doing again. And so when I was 14 years old, I was in high school. Yeah, I used to get teased and called fat and whatever, and I didn't feel really good about myself, so I decided, wow, okay, I want to put on some muscle. I got to look better, to just disprove, whoever was calling me fat. Okay. Well, to just kind of disprove whoever was calling me fat and whatnot. And so then what ended up happening when I was 14, I spent about 6 months with fluff and pump, working with 4 kg dumbbells, so that's 10 pounds for the Americans, 10-pound dumbbells, trying all these weird 12-minute workout routines off YouTube, and kind of realizing that didn't really give me much stimulation or enthusiasm. So I asked my parents, Mom, Dad, can I get a gym membership, or can I get a weight set? And like, as with everything in my life, and that's something I really appreciate about my parents, as they said to me, we want to see that you're dedicated. So for the next 3 or 4 months, I basically worked off sandbags, and I took a curtain railing, and then what I would do is I would fill up plastic, shopping bags full of sand, and they would work out to about 8 kgs each. So that's about 20 pounds anyway. And then I would stack those on top of the bar, and then use that for bench press. And then if I wanted to squat, I'd clean the weight over and squat and do lunges and all that type of stuff. And I used to do that, every day, 5-6 days a week. I would do something, and I used to love leg day. Leg day like 3 times a week, and do upper body like maybe twice a week. Anyway, so I did that for a couple of months, and then my parents started realizing, oh shit, okay, well, it didn't really go like that. My parents said to me on my birthday, they said, look, we can see you've been really dedicated with this, we'll get you your first weight set. And I was so excited. I went to Game in South Africa, we call it. In America, it's a Walmart. It's actually owned by the same company, but anyway, different story. And we went there, and they had all these home gym equipment things, and I went with my dad, and I was so excited. I was like, yes, finally. And I went, and I bought my first weight set, and I came home. You know, it was two 20 kg plates, a bar, a few 5 kg plates, a few 7.5s, just something to get started with. And then I sat down, and I'll actually throw up on the screen my first ever workout routine that I designed for myself, proper workout routine, where, you know, I was going 4 or 5 days a day. Every morning I would wake up and do what I still think right now is that's where I say I started lifting, because that for me as a beginner was actually a very solid routine. And I did that, and that kind of evolved, and it kind of changed it up a little bit and whatnot for about a year, around a year and a half. And then finally I said, okay, look guys, the 245-pound plates are like, I'm a bit stronger than that on the bench press now. I've got two options. I can buy more weight, so I can get a gym membership. And I decided to get a gym membership just because close to where my school is, there's a gym which was, you know, relatively affordable for me. And I got my first gym membership, and I walked in and I was like, oh, this is so cool. And my first couple of times it was really nerve-wracking, and I felt almost embarrassed being in there. Anyway, but you know, you get used to it and you start getting into it. And the most amazing thing for me was that I finally had a squat rack that I could actually squat out of. So I used to only for legs mostly I do kind of high rep sets, which, as we know, isn't necessarily the most effective thing. Even though there was a lot of volume, the intensity and the mechanical tension just really wasn't there. So I had a squat rack, and then that is kind of when I started going, wow, wait, but this bodybuilding thing, I kind of, you know, I've realized there's this whole new side to kind of fitness, which is about strength and powerlifting more than just bodybuilding. And I started getting really interested in that. And then I kind of went and I decided, okay, so what I'm going to do now is power building, or that's kind of the buzzword that's used for it. So I would mix and match my bodybuilding and my powerlifting style, well, and powerlifting, and kind of try to boost up my lifts to the point where I am now. And yeah, okay, so that's how I got here. Then the next thing is, where am I now? So insert, you know, filtered, excellent, perfect lighting photos of me in the top corner. These are from the peak of my last bulk, which finished about 2 weeks ago. I was 85 kilos, so that's about 187 pounds. I'm busy right now doing a cut back to 80 kilos, which is, what, I think that's 80 kilos is 175. And I'm going back down just so that I can get a little bit leaner for the summer. In South Africa, Southern Hemisphere, so summer is in October, November, December, unlike you people up there. Okay, so we've changed time. I went to sleep last night, had a good night's sleep, went to school, went to gym, came back. And what I want to talk about now is my philosophy in terms of why I find physical fitness important, why I love strength training, and why I see it as a really important aspect of everyone's life. And it comes back to this thing called Maslow's triangle. Now, Maslow was a psychologist who invented this triangle to kind of describe the different components and the different hierarchies of things that make up human happiness. And there's a hierarchy, so there's certain things that are more important and more basic, and other things that we kind of lead up to, and as a whole it creates a happy and fulfilled human being. Now I'll throw that up on screen. It's a relatively complicated triangle with 5 or 6 different stages. And even though it's a really good representation, I've created a much simpler one for myself. And it only has 3 layers. The first layer is physical fitness, the second layer is mental fitness, and the third layer is spiritual fitness. Now, we can argue about spirituality and religion all we want, and it can take forever, but I think anyone will agree that a deeper understanding of oneself and perhaps the world around you is very beneficial for your health. Now, I think that unfortunately, in today's reality, the majority of people can't even get past step 1. And that to me is a very sad reality, because without step one, without physical fitness, you cannot become mentally fit. It is very, very, very difficult to function very well, for your brain to function very well when, say, you're eating a lot of bad foods, a lot of very sugary foods, where your blood sugar is spiking constantly, then you can't actually focus. That's just one example. And the same goes for spiritual fitness. It's very difficult to achieve if you haven't got down step one. And with this channel, the ultimate goal is so that I can create a community of people where we can help everyone to achieve that, so that everyone can then move up in the pyramid, while sustaining while maintaining your physical fitness, move up in the pyramid and ultimately become more happy and more fulfilled human beings. And then finally, the final question is, what types of videos am I going to be making? So since this channel relates to strength training, powerlifting, bodybuilding, all those sorts of things, I'm going to be doing lots of different kinds of videos. The first kind is obviously informational videos, all evidence-based. I might release new videos when new evidence or new studies come out. Then I might also do videos made by other people, so either rebuttals or I disagree with someone, or perhaps I make a video about someone else's video because I really thought it was a good information and I might just have something to add. And that'll be the type of content that I post. So for the channel, I'm going to be trying to do between 2 and 3 videos a week, but I want to make it immediately clear to you guys right from the start that I'm not going to be selling you workout programs. I'm not going to be selling you nutrition diet plans, and I'm not going to be selling you supplements, because those things are already online for free in spades. It is so easy to find an excellent workout program to start, and there's so much information about dieting and nutrition, and you don't need supplements. But besides that, cheers, and I'll see you guys next time. And here we go, guys. The first ever outro to the channel. 3, 2, 1.